In this video, we're going to show you how to do the pigtails, the pigtail buns, and the curly pigtails using the hair pieces. So we're going to start with nice, freshly brushed out hair. And we're going to want to make sure if we need to be doing straight pigtails, we're going to use our flat iron on the hair at this point. We're going to put our pigtails in and then we're going to flat iron them again. For most of us, we're going to be doing buns or hair pieces in our pigtail style. So a helpful tip is to make sure that your child's hair is a little bit greasy. Maybe don't wash it for a couple days before we try to do our competition dance hair, just to help everything stick into place. So Violet's going to put her chin up. I'm going to get out my comb, and I like the comb that has the tail on it to help me make the part. I'm going to make that part directly in line with her nose. And it's going to start right at the top of her head. I'm going to bring that part, trying to keep it as straight as I can. Head straight, please. All the way down to the back. Okay, some kids' hair will part super easily. Others, we might need to adjust it a little bit. But once I've got that, I'm going to take half of it. I'm going to just put that into a loose ponytail out of the way so I don't need to worry about that hair getting in the way. Now on the other side, I'm ready to go. When we do our high pigtail, we want the pigtail to be located directly above the ear and about equally in between the ear and the part. So right in the center above the ear. I'm going to use my brush, start brushing it into place. I'm going to come back with my comb to smooth it out later. Now for dance hairstyles, we never want to have any wispies or flyaways. So I'm going to be using a lot of hairspray. You can never have too much hairspray. Close your eyes, please. Thank you. And I'm going to spray. I'm going to get out my comb and start to comb the hair into place, trying to keeping it nice and flat as much as I can. Now we're trying to keep it flat with no bumps. If you are going to be putting in the curly hairpiece or the curly wig, then you do have a little bit more leeway because you can hide some mistakes with that. But it's good practice to kind of get it nice and flat to begin with. And again, I'm going to use my hairspray just to make sure it's going to be nice and secure. So once I think I've got about the right placement there, I'm going to use my elastic. And you're going to want to try to use an elastic that matches your child's hair color. And I like these ones that have the grippy rubber bits. They tend to hold really nicely. So again, I'm going to try to keep it right above her ear, equally in between her ear and the part in the center. And make sure that ponytail is in nice and tight. Once I've done that, I'm going to go back around again and smooth out some of those bumps. Now if I've got any big bumps, feel free to use a flat bobby pin or a metal hair clip that matches your child's hair color, and you can use that just to stick it in to kind of hold some of that hair back. So there's my pigtail placement. I'm all ready to go. If I was going to leave this as a straight pigtail, I would get my flat iron out and I'd straighten it again and would be set. If I was going to do the braided pigtails, I would just separate it into 3 parts and I would braid it all the way down to the end using either a clear elastic or an elastic that would match your hair color. But what I'm going to do now is show you how to make the bun. So to make the bun, you are going to need 2 kinds of pins. Can I have one of those hairpins, please, Violet? So we have a bobby pin, which is the one we're probably all used to seeing, the flat one that pinches shut. And we also have something called a hairpin, which is a little bit more flexible and wider. We're going to use both of these to make our bun. So Violet's going to be handing me some of the hairpins as I go. I'm going to start to make the bun by twisting the ponytail around, twisting it nice and tight. And as I start to twist it tightly, you can see that it starts to naturally turn around the hair elastic. So I'm going to use my hairpin to push straight down into her head, and then I'm going to twist it to push it towards the elastic. I'm going to keep doing that all the way around the bun as I continue twisting. Now because we are doing the pigtails, we have half as much hair, so you can expect your bun to be about half the size. And that's okay, as long as we have something for our hairpiece to hold on to. Next. Thank you. Now, because I am planning to put the hairpiece on after this, I'm not maybe making this bun as perfect as I could because it is going to be hidden. I'll have 2 more, please, Violet. So we just have to keep that in mind as we're doing our hair. If it's not going to be covered up, of course, we need to make sure that it's a little bit more tidy. So once I've got the base of my bun ready, I'm going to take out my hairnet. Okay, these are the thin nets that you can get at any drugstore. You're going to want to make sure it's a color that's going to match your child's hair color. I'm going to start by pulling it over, stretching the elastic out, and just twisting it so I can keep twisting and pulling it over as I go. That's to keep all the flyaways in and to keep the bun in its nice round shape. So once I've got that all the way over, and you are going to want to get lots of extra hair nets. They usually get holes in them from the bobby pins fairly quickly. So from there, Violet, can you pass me 2 or 3 more of the hairpins, please? Here. I'm going to just put a couple more in to make sure that bun is secure onto the child's head. Okay, I'm going to take 1 more quick second. So I see some flowers up at the front here, and I want to blast those down. Always chasing after them. Go. Okay, from there we have our hairpiece. So the pigtail hairpieces are a little bit smaller than the ponytail hairpieces. And you'll see that they all have 2 clips on the inside, and most of them have this elastic strap that you can tighten and loosen. So you're going to want that strap all the way loosened. You're going to take the hairpiece and turn it almost inside out so that you can really see those 2 clips. Doesn't matter, there's no top, there's no bottom, but you want those 2 clips to be going in on the sides of the bun. Exactly how we put the hairpins in, stabbing straight down and then pushing underneath towards the center. So I'm going to stretch this guy out here, and I'm going to push these straight down into her head on either side of the bun. Feel that, Violet? Mm-hmm. And then I'm going to push them underneath and make sure then that I've got the elastic all the way around her bun. You can also double check that by taking the elastic strap, and I can get the little toggle on the end, and I can push that in so it's nice and tight. How does that feel, Violet? Tight?
Good.
Good. From there, I'm going to take this strap, and I'm going to put it underneath the hairpiece. I'm going to just lift up the curls and put it underneath and wrap it around. The bottom there, I'd like you to please pass me one of the flat pins, please, Violet. So the flat bobby pins, these are the ones that I'm going to use to pin that elastic strap around. And I'm going to probably put about 8 to 10 of those all the way around the outside to make sure that the hairpiece is not going anywhere. That elastic is going to stay nice and tight. Don't forget to get from all angles, bottom, top. I even like to get a couple of the flat pins and put them straight into the middle through some of the mesh just to make extra sure. The last thing we want is our hairpiece falling out on stage. So Vi, can you give your head a shake there? Does that feel secure?
Yeah.
It's not going anywhere? Once your child says it's secure and it's not going anywhere, add 10 more bobby pins, then you know you're set. From there, let's talk about hair pieces. Sometimes you'll be given a bow, sometimes you'll have some kind of a clip to put in. I recommend when we're using a hairpiece, if you've been given something that has an elastic on it, you cut the elastic off, okay? And instead, just use bobby pins or a clip to put it in front. Once you try to pull this elastic around this whole mess of curls, it's gonna cause some problems. So if I wanted to put the bow in, I would be putting the bow right there. I'm gonna get Violet to hand me some more of those flat pins. Some more of the flat bobby pins are the ones we're gonna wanna use for this. Here. And we're going to use these to just pin the bow to her head. Now, from up close, we can see these pins, but from afar when they're on stage, we won't see it at all. We'll just see the color and the shininess of the rhinestone in the middle there. You can also see I'm doing a bit of a crisscross here because that helps to keep everything really secure. Next one, please. And again, just like with the hairspray, you can never have enough hairspray, you can never have enough bobby pins. We want to just keep putting those pins in to make sure that everything's going to stay really, really secure where we want it to. And so that we get a nice view of the bow. So it's not just crumpled up, but we can see it nicely on her head. From there, I'm probably gonna get her to put her chin up. I'm gonna give her another big spray. And then she's gonna be good to go. I'm gonna have to turn her around, do the other side, and she should have 2 pigtails evenly spaced on either side of her head.